I've had the privilege of catching up with Brian Flynn. Brian, you are an iconic figure on the horse show circuit. You are the course designer here at the Big E. What are some of the nuances to designing a course in this Coliseum?
Well, first of all, thank you for the iconic. I've never been called iconic. I think I haven't anyway. The Big E's, I mean, it's such a different event for the horses, for the show hunters, jumpers. It's a relatively small arena. The crowds are phenomenal, and they do have an impact on the event, on the people that are here. This is just a bigger crowd than typically we're going to show in front of. And it's just a very different atmosphere. I love it.
Do you find that knowing the effects of the atmosphere, that it influences how you design a course for this ring?
Oh, for sure. It depending on the crowd, depending on the weather. When it rains here, the great thing about when it rains at the Big E is all the people that are outside in the fair all tend to flock to this building, and all of a sudden we go from a 300-person audience to about 12, 13,000. It's crazy. And yes, you do. Depending on the elements, depending on what the level of competition is, you're going to be longer with the strides between the jumps. You're going to put more pressure on them with the stride, or less, depending on what the weather's doing, what they're up to outside.
It seems that quite a few of the horses are a little bit reticent or spooky in the ring. Is that because of the exterior elements going on?
Got a lot to do with it. For a lot of the horses, I mean, really, they don't, any more than the kids do, deal with this kind of a crowd or this kind of atmosphere, which for, I remember, God, when I came here the first time, it's pretty electric. It's pretty different, and it's, it's not like anything else you've done. You're thinking, whoa, where have I come now? And it's a very, very, you picture a 6, 7-year-old kid showing in this ring, used to showing in outdoor rings, and show here in front of what might be a huge crowd on a given day. It's wild. It's very different.
So when you are putting together the courses for these classes in this atmosphere, what are some of the questions that your courses are asking of the horses and riders?
Well, for the hunters, you would try generally to make them as comfortable as possible. In other words, not to add to the dimension of of excitement of what's going on outside, depending if the band's playing or whatever it is. You try to be as not plain certainly, but as conventional as possible. You're not going to do anything very, very new with the hunters. With the equitation riders, that's kind of open season. That they can. You're certainly likely to do more with them, to have them do more twists, turns, that kind of thing. And that's a different animal and a different game, but they're up to almost anything in this arena.
In all of your years at the Big E, what are some of your most memorable Big E moments?
Well, first of all, again, thank you for the iconic, but second of all those years, that makes me sound really old. Anyway, that biggest moments ago, I've showed here for so many years. I think I probably showed here and rode horses here for 15, 20 years anyway. Biggest moment, my wife met me here, and that was probably the biggest one of all. She's still stuck with me. Go figure. That was big. I just the Big E is such a different animal, pardon the expression, for a horse show. I've done all of them by now, one place or another, and this one is still, if not my favorite, right close to it.
Well, that's very special, and you're a very thoughtful course designer and so much the perfect man for the job. It's an honor for me to interview you. I've known your name for so many years on the horse show circuit.
Sweet to do that, and again, thank you for the iconic. How about that iconic, huh? Wow, thank you.
The iconic Brian Flynn at the Big E Horse Show.